Welcome back to EDU-Tutor. Today we want to look at 2019 May-June Principles of Business Paper 1. So let us begin. First question says, which of the following types of business environment is most typical of the Commonwealth Caribbean, of corporate state, mixed economy, central planned, and perfectly competitive? Most of our Caribbean countries have mixed economy. Which of the following is not a function of money? We have indivisibility, store of value, measure of value, and medium of exchange. Please note it says not a function, and money must be divisible. So if we have the opposite of divisible, then that would be the answer. A major function of the public sector is to make a profit, serve the entire population, serve the interest of the shareholder, or inspire competition among businesses. It is to serve the entire population. The legal responsibility of a sole proprietor to pay any money owed by the business is described as risk, insurance, limited liability, or unlimited liability. This part is a little blurry, but the answer for question 4 is D, unlimited liability. Private enterprise run mainly to create profits. Selecting the objectives and the procedures for achieving goals is referred to as planning. Now let us look at this diagram. Item 7 refers to that diagram. Each of the following positions will be best suited at X, which is above CEO, Chief of Advisor, Board of Directors, Managing Director, or Human Resource Manager. Board of Directors is the answer. Which of the following actions best describes an authoritarian leader? Willing to take suggestions, allowing workers to plan their own work, making decisions without consultation, or consulting stakeholders who will be affected by decisions. Remember that authoritarian leaders, they don't take any suggestion, they just make their own decisions. So therefore it is C. Just the following actions demonstrate the characteristic of a good leader: inspires workers, delegates responsibility, or makes intelligent decision. A good leader should do all of the above. So we go with D. Which of the following are benefits of written communication? Instant feedback, provides evidence, or useful for detailed messaging. You cannot get instant feedback through written communication, so it is 2 and 3. Under which of the following categories would subsidized meals for employees fall? We have fringe benefits, duty allowances, wages and salaries, and workmen's compensation. Question 11 is A. Now, which of the following is a regulatory issue for an entrepreneur? Using a credit card to transact business, offering hire purchase options to customers, paying national insurance to the government, or advertising the business locally and regionally. All right, so it's paying national insurance. Cash used to secure a loan at the bank is referred to as collateral. A condensed version of a business plan is a executive summary. An analysis of the viability of a business idea and an examination of the different aspects of operating a business is known as the feasibility study. An entrepreneur may reduce his risk of loss by planning ahead. All right, let's just look at question 17. Melissa, a teenager, wanted to earn extra income, so she offered to wash cars for $10. Miss Hines brought her car to be washed. Melissa washed the car, and Miss Hines paid her $15. What type of contract is demonstrated in the case above? We have social, simple, business, or specialty. We only learned about two, which is simple and specialty, and we know this is not a specialty case, so it must be a simple. A contract may be discharged by breach, change of mind, inconsideration, or misappropriation. It is breach. Which of the following factors prevent an agreement from being considered a valid contract? If there's any misrepresentation, the contract cannot be valid. The monthly payments made to an insurance company by its policyholders are known as, and that is our premiums. Which of the following conditions would constitute a linkage between two industries? We have A, two firms manufacture similar goods. B, one firm shares the use of machinery with another firm. C, two firms are responsible for the manufacture of different kinds of goods. Or D, the output of one industry of the economy becomes the input of another industry. And that is what a linkage is. So that's D. 22. Which of the following types of capital is used for day-to-day operations of a business? Working capital is used for day-to-day operations of the business. So that's C. To which of the following industries does a firm involved in food processing belong? Is it service, extractive, construction, or manufacturing? It must be manufacturing. Now, which of the following results is the least likely to occur from growth in a organization? Greater productivity, greater division of labor, increased communication, and increased capital investments. It's more likely that communication will not increase. Productivity can be measured by outputs divided by inputs. 26. Which of the following businesses may best be classified as a cottage industry? A. Mary's Craft Supplies, located at home. B. JMN Superstore, located in a rural area. C. Peter and John's Company, located in Jamaica. Or D. People's Cooperative Bank, located in Trinidad. I will go with A. Why? Because it is located at home, one, and two, it's a skill based business. The amount of labor available for productive activity is known as employment, labor force, labor movement, or efficiency of labor. 27 is B, labor force. The best medium of advertising for an area with high vehicular traffic is the posters. The term loss leader is best described as a product which has no real market value, the retailer is unable to locate, the retailer gives away to customers, or is sold cheaply to attract customers. And 29 is the Alright, so now we have 30. Product price, promotion, and place are components of the marketing mix, which is the 4 P's. A situation where a business gains editorial space without having to pay for it is known as publicity. Which of the following is or are not a term of sale? We have cash, credit, shares, hire purchase. All right. So is shares a term of sale? No. So 32 is C. Which of the following gives identity to a specific producer's good, that is his or her business's brand? Which of the following factors is least likely to influence consumer behavior? We have product price, brand loyalty, quality of goods, and place of residence. And in this case, it is place of residence. Which of the following documents shows ownership of imported goods? And that is our bill of lading. 36. John operates a shop in his community. He buys goods in bulk from a nearby supermarket and sells them in small quantities to his consumers. John would be referred to as an agent and broker, retailer, or a wholesaler. In this case, he is a retailer. Investment can be defined as A, the stock of goods of a country, the amount of money available at a given time, C, addition to the capital stock of a country, or D, the amount of capital owned by the government. And 37 is C. Logistics is in business is defined as A, managing data from conception, production, and storage to retrieval. B. Using all systems to move an idea from conception to production and then sales. C. Formulating a business idea, systematically gathering data, then following through with the production. Or D. Managing data from the point of acquisition, storage, and transportation to their final destination. And this is D. JB also company decides to export car engines from Barbados to Trinidad. Which of the following methods is best suited for transporting the engines? Is it air, sea, rail, or road? And that is C. A stock market is identified with cost and prices, risks and benefits, rent and investment, or premium and reward. The answer is B. Now, which of the following is the final step in a supply chain operation? A. Transformation of natural resources into finished goods. B. Movement to and storage of raw materials in the warehouse. C. Processing of raw materials and components into finished goods. Or D. Delivering the finished product from point of origin to the point of destination. And the final step of the supply chain must be when it goes to the consumer. So that is why we're going to select D. A global positioning system provides A. Firms the capability to manage their inventories and reduce expenses. B. Satellite tracking services that can be used in commercial and personal applications. C. Saving options to firms by increasing the efficiency of their management information systems. Or D. Simulation services to help designers avoid waste by creating models to assist manufacturers in making business decisions. And 42 is B. Mr. Jones has several bills of fixed amounts to pay each month. Mr. Jones made an arrangement with his bank to make these monthly payments from his account. This service provided by the bank is referred to as a standing order. Which of the following forms of taxation can be classified as direct, and that is the one drawn directly from our pay, which is income tax. A debenture holder is one who A is paid a fixed rate of interest if the company makes a profit, B must be paid any amount owing to him in the following year, C has first claim on any profits that is paid, a fixed rate of dividends, or C is entitled to a fixed rate of interest whether or not the company makes a profit. The answer is D. Government offers subsidies to businesses to increase costs, to reduce costs and ultimately prices. One of the major functions of a central bank is to issue notes and coins. Which of the following is not a source of income for an individual who engages in personal budgeting? 48 is B, loan repayment. Now 49, the central bank is owned and controlled by the government. 50, education contributes to economic growth by ensuring that the workforce is highly efficient. 51, the success of a government's economic policies can be most effectively measured by A, an increase in the level of policies, B, an increase in standard of living, C, a decrease in the level of employment, or D, a decrease in the volume of production. 51 is B, increase in the standard of living. Now, which of the following measures are used by governments to redistribute income? 52 is C, PAYE, and national insurance. The buying and selling of goods and services among trades is known as international trade. Which of the following measures can be considered as incentives to industries? Training employees, B, devaluing local currencies, C, increasing corporation tax, or D, increasing insurance premiums. Now 54 is A, training employees. The term economic dualism defines an economy in which one sector is A, highly dependent on local capital, B, highly dependent on foreign capital, C, overpopulated while the other is underpopulated, or D, technologically advanced while the other is technologically retarded. And 55 is D. Now, which of the following measures are used to protect the environment? Recycling, deforestation, or water conservation. The fact that it says deforestation, we know that deforestation is cutting down of tree, and therefore that is not a something that we do to protect the environment. When we plant back the trees, which is reforestation, that would be what is to protect the environment. So we're going to do 1 and 3 because deforestation would be out of it. The main purpose of CARICOM is to A, allow member states to collaborate, B, foster interregional trade and common services, B and C, encourage the transfer of technology within the region, or D, allow for unrestricted movement of persons among the territories. Now 57 is B. 58, a price control may be defined as a government limit on the price of goods and services. 59, which of the following, when increased, would not contribute to the improved standard of living? A, capital goods, B, disposable income, C, the country's population, or D, an investment in technology. Directly, a country's population, if increased, will not contribute to the improved standard of living of the country. Lastly, 60, which of the following organizations would settle a dispute among banana producing countries of the Caribbean and Central America over preferential agreement with the European Union. A. The World Trade Organization. B. Caribbean Development Bank (CDB). CARICOM, Single Market and Economy, or the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. All right, definitely we can say that these out because that is related to petroleum. And we have Caribbean Development Bank, CARICOM Single Market, and World Trade Organization left. Now, there's a dispute in countries that have, among banana producing countries in the Caribbean and as well as Central America, which means that it's not just within the Caribbean region. So it must be an international organization that's going to deal with this, and therefore that is why we're going with A. All right, so that is the end of this paper. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I hope this video would have helped you.